What's happening, my friends? We're back inside the building. Welcome back to Breakfast with Kovu here on Trickstar Radio as we jump into another episode of the Interview Hour, the interview series where we jump into conversations with different artists, producers and musical figures from around the world, basically talking through their stories and seeing what they've got going on. Today we're going to be getting into a conversation with one of a duo who has been a big part of the show in the last couple of weeks. We had a couple of DM divers and a couple of highlight sections from them. Gold Up, one half of Gold Up is on the line. Zach, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good morning. I'm doing great. Yourself?
Yeah, good, man. I'm good. It's great to get you on the phone. Just so people are aware and able to kind of grasp the commitment to making sure you're able to get on the show. What time is it over there?
It's 4:05 a.m.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Well, I can say thank you for making sure you're here, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
There we go. Well, we've got a lot to discuss. We've got a lot to get into, and obviously with this show, we get people from a lot of different, as I was saying, a lot of different areas of music, a lot of different sort of sounds and backgrounds. So the first thing I want to kind of dive into is get a bit of background on Gold Up as a project. When did it first start?
It would be about approximately 2 years ago that we first linked up and decided that we were going to work on becoming a label and kind of putting both of our visions together and seeing what could come out of it. So it was approximately 2 years ago.
Okay, cool. So in that 2 year period, a lot's happened, put it that way. A lot of explosive stuff has happened. Like, what were you doing before that music-wise?
I was really just working on my own. I have my own label, Zachariah Productions, so I was working with various other teams within, different parts of the world, but mostly Jamaica, and just trying to make my thing happen on my own, my own label, until I actually met Raf, who's from Gold Up.
Okay, cool. So, how did that link up actually come together then? Was it like an event? Was it just a random coincidence? Like, how did you two first end up linking up?
Actually, so I put out a post on my Facebook asking if anybody in the city had any, so there's this thing that, it's basically tobacco. So I put out a post asking if anybody had any grabba, which is tobacco, and then he responded to my Facebook post, so I went to go meet up with him, and we just got to talking, and he mentioned he wanted to get into producing, and he knew that I was into making music, so we kind of just had the idea then, and then we said, okay, well, in a couple months, let's revisit it and see what's going on. So a couple months later, sure enough, we linked up again, and then he seemed more ready to kind of move on with actually putting this vision into work. So that's really how it happened.
I mean, that's a crazy story. That's a crazy story on how the partnership came together.
Yeah, it was really so random. Like, I had no idea. Like, he was on my Facebook list, and then I just put that post out and pretty much got a response, I think, the same day, and then
Amazing.
Just through Facebook, yeah.
Amazing, man. I mean, that's a real kind of positive from the. That's a real positive of kind of using social media in a musical sense. The fact this project's been able to build from that situation, and then obviously off the back of that as well, the last kind of year, at least the last kind of year from what I've seen, has been kind of crazy in regards to the sort of link ups you've been working on. So, just talk me through the last year of production from the pair of you.
All right. Well. 2 years ago, was it last year? Yeah, we released the Prelude album, and then that was just a project with approximately, I think it was 18 songs with mostly upcoming artists. There were a few Shatta Wales on there, so that was the first real main project that we had as like a group, and we also had a couple singles. We had Prophet from Chronic Law, which was also produced with Marcus Records from Jamaica. We have a couple singles with Bada General. We have a single with Idonia as well, called Race Car.